Hello, everybody. Welcome to this edition of the Hometown Musician Spotlight. Tonight's guest, you could find him playing the blues all over the city of Chicago and suburbs and all of Northwest Indiana. It's my great pleasure to introduce Derek Caruso of
Cheers,
Derek Caruso and the Blues Fuse.
How's it going, fellas?
All right, let's get this lick wit.
Yeah.
This wick lit, I should say.
We've been meaning to hang out for a little while now.
Yeah.
I'm glad we finally got the chance to do
And,
this.
I've been thinking about a lot of the questions, too, but so let's start off, where were you born? Where did you grow up? What schools did you go to?
So I grew up in Hobart, Indiana. I graduated in 2008, and I lived there until I was about 30 years old, and then I bought a house and moved with my wife, Jess, to Hammond, Indiana, and that's where I live now. But I went to Hobart High. We were the Brickies, and man, I did a lot of sports. Every sport I could play, between football, basketball, baseball, track, cross country. I didn't do golf.
Where did you get that from? Because I saw, a few months ago, I saw you post something about your dad. I know he's a big part of your life. Yeah. Was he a musical influence or more of a sports influence?
Both.
Yes.
We started playing sports earlier than music.
Yes.
And we got introduced to music in 6th grade. My brother was 2 years younger than me. So,
is that Trevor?
Yeah.
Okay.
And in 6th grade, they had an orchestra band. And you had to pick what kind of instrument you wanted to play. My dad got us playing the drums first. And, my brother and I both went through school, learned how to read music. And at the same time, though, from an even younger age, we were playing all-star sports, any kind of youth sports, Pop Warner football, Hobart youth basketball, any kind of traveling team, basketball, baseball. And my dad was the coach on almost every one of those teams. He was at every practice, at every game. And then when we started playing music, it changed a little bit. I got away from the sports. I still played varsity sports all the way through high school. I ruined both my knees. I tore my meniscus in both knees. Never had no surgery. I've been working and playing on them now. I'll be 36 in July. So my knees hurt from playing too many sports. So I'm glad I picked up a guitar because it got me out of got me out of football and playing, music.
Well, that explains a lot about your discipline. Even when I was a young man, the Hobart Brickies were always a great team. Obviously well coached, and to hear that your father was part of that, probably not I don't want to say a demanding person, but you probably wanted to make him happy, so you wanted to excel not only in sports, but also when you picked up that guitar.
We worked hard.
Yeah.
And he encouraged us, and it was never a fault or like anything that we wanted to do. If we wanted to play chess, my dad would have been like, we're getting the best chessboard, and I'm going to sit here and play chess with you till tomorrow, you know what I mean? And it didn't matter what it was. He just wanted us to see us do what we felt, what we wanted to do ourselves, make our own decisions. And he was there the whole time. He taught me everything I know about music and music theory. And some people don't know this, the groove. That's a big one. You go to school, you learn the groove because you got to have the groove.
Well, cheers to Dad on that one.
Yeah, I miss him every day.
So what led you then into your first, let's say, collaborative efforts with other musicians? When did that come about?
Well, my family and I had a band called C4 when I was a kid, and that was my mom and my dad and my brother and me. And when that kind of took to the side, my mom and dad didn't want to play as much, and me and my brother were like, let's play every day, And that's when I started interacting with other different kinds of musicians. Yeah. And the first one was a neighbor of mine. His name was Jim McClellan. And he taught me a lot about rock and roll guitar. My dad played a lot of different instruments, from the saxophone to the piano, drums, guitar, bass, whatever. But he wasn't a lead guitar player. He wasn't a lead bass player. That wasn't his job. But he just knew how to get around on all these instruments and showed me and my brother and all of our friends and stuff how to do that. And then after that, I got a little older. And when I finally started to break into the bar scene, that was when I really got some help from, I used to go to Leroy's Sunday juke joint jam nights, and the band had a rotating group of people like Nick Bird and Corey Dennison and Jeff Massey and Ken Kinsey and Jerry Porter. And they would host that jam every Sunday. And my dad knew Kenny and the Kinsey family, and he would bring me up there, and I used to watch them play through the little windows on the side of the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, my dad talked him into letting me come in and play a couple. But then you got to go, because I'm talking. I was like 18.
I got a story about that too. I remember the very first time I saw you play. It was the Sunday Whiting Pierogi Fest, the end of the fest. You're playing at whatever that Bulldog place is.
Yeah, Bulldog Brewery.
And I think it's kind of a tradition there, but like 2:30. So my mother, probably about 75 years old, me, her, and my sister went, and we stayed the whole time. My mom, rest her soul, had the greatest freaking time watching the Reggae
You guys
Express.
were hanging out at that table.
Yeah.
I remember you guys sitting right there. That's right.
Oh, yeah. We were having a great time. This was probably about 2017.
Wow.
But what, if you don't mind me asking, what is the future? What is the outlook for Reggae Express nowadays? I know you played recently.
That's a tough question, man.
Okay.
I've been struggling with it for a long time. That is the longest running band that I have ever been in. And
Our region needs reggae.
I agree, and I'll tell you why. When we started that band in 2008, it was me and a group of guys, including my brother, Trevor, and the drummer, Frankie. Frankie and me are the only two original members of the band. Mm-hmm. And that lineup ran from 2008 to 2013, easy, 2015 maybe. And then I think the lineup that you saw had Hurricane on the bass. Taller, long dreads.
Yes.
Yes. Right.
Yes.
And him and Frankie grew up in the same country, the island of Dominica, which is next to like Haiti and that down there. Anyways, they showed me that whole culture of what that music's about, and I love to play that music. But if anybody that knows me, I love the blues, and that's where my original music lies. That's really where my heart is. Now, the blues and reggae go so well together.
Yeah.
Donald Kinsey from the Kinsey Report, if anybody else, showed me that. I mean, he played with Albert King to Bob Marley and everybody in between, Peter Tosh, you name it. And I love both styles of music, but honestly, I said this year, I wasn't going to search out any shows for the Reggae Express because I was trying to focus primarily on my original music. I just put out a CD earlier this year. Mm-hmm. And I took only the shows that people called me for, looking for the Reggae Express. And there were so many of them. It basically filled the calendar just as much as it did the year before. Yeah. I forget how many followers, like 1,700 followers on the Facebook page that have grown over the years. My brother used to run everything, the sound, the bookings, the merchandise, the everything. And when he kind of fell away and a few other people, fell away, had families, did their thing, I had to keep it going. I feel like I kept it going from then until now. And I love the guys. Yes. I love the guys, and I love the music even more. And I'm willing to keep doing it, but I think I would like to make it more of a thing where we only do so many events, and maybe they're ticketed events at a venue, the art theater, something like that. Yeah. I'm not saying that I don't love the bars, but I'm doing the bars already. Yeah. With the Blues Fuse. Yes. And I work a full-time job and another band trying to play all the same bars. And it's just, for me, and I have to run all the taxes, all the emails, contracts, all the Facebook stuff is just me doing it. So it's a little bit much. So I'm trying to take a step back in a way to focus more on my my blues.
Well, I'm glad to hear. I hope that the Reggae Express can go on. That brings us to the blues. The second time I ever saw you, you were a last-minute fill-in at Leroy's, the aforementioned Leroy. Somebody couldn't make it that night. You got up to the stage as, sorry, I'm late. I just got here from North Hammond. And you came in like Clint Longley for the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day, 1974. You literally saved the day, and it was one of the my only second time I was ever at Leroy's. Yeah. And so I was like, wow. And let me tell you, that guitar looks small in your hands. But anyway,
oh, yeah? Well,
but boy, you can really, really pick it. And any other fond stories about Leroy's before we...
Oh, man, there's so many. One time, Leroy the owner,
Yes.
took me and Jess to a Bears game. It was Christmas Eve, and this had to be now 7, 8 years ago maybe. And he takes his son, Bubba Jr., Leroy Jr., and him and Jess and me. We all go up there. We're tailgating in the parking lot. Then we make the migration to the stadium because the game's about to start. I literally almost run into and knock over Ronnie Baker Brooks.
Wow.
I mean, I didn't see him, and I turned around, and I hit him so hard, he turned around and was like, whoa, I almost fell over. And we saw each other instantly and knew, he was like, whoa.
Wow.
And he knows Leroy really good.
Yeah.
So he saw Leroy, and it was a very cool little, we didn't have seats anywhere near each other during the game, but I love those guys. Ronnie's a big inspiration to me, a big mentor for me. I got to play with his dad, Lonnie, when I was a kid, and that's how I met Wayne and Ronnie.
Yeah.
And, man, I really look up to them.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting the cue to wrap this up soon, so I would normally have a
We'll
few
have to
more.
do episode 2.
Well, one last question.
Yeah, of course.
Earlier this year, the International Blues Festival in Memphis, you've been a part of that.
Yeah.
What did you bring back either musically or spiritually from that?
You know, I'll be honest, those competitions are not for the weak. And I honestly, I'm amazed from my friends, Madeline and the Hunters. Their guitar player, Wes Wesley, real good friend of mine. I've known him a long, long time. We go way back to when we were real young playing. And they made it to 3rd place, which in my eyes, I can't believe. I don't understand how they did it. Their talent, that's how they did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. And God, that is so amazing that happened. I didn't really have any, I won't say I didn't have any success down there because I learned a lot. The knowledge that I gained going down there, not once, but 2 different times.
Yeah.
It's a networking event.
Yeah.
It really is. If you do not hand out over 1,000 business cards, you did something wrong. I bought boxes of cards and was handing them to anybody that would take one, just to spread your brand and your name around, to get people to look at your, whether it be your YouTube page or Facebook or, you know. It was an experience that I'll never forget. It was a trip of a lifetime.
Yeah. Awesome.
And I got to do it. I'm so blessed to be able to say I did it 2 times.
Yeah. That is a blessing. All right. Well, Derek, we're going to have to wrap it up for tonight.
Is the band playing and trying to call me?
Yeah, I think they're calling you. Well, that is going to wrap it up for this edition of the Hometown Musician Spotlight. And until next time, peace, everybody.
Love you.